On June 7th in Cornelius, North Carolina, Suzanne Vela saw a dog locked in a car on a 90-degree day. The car was off, the windows were rolled up, and the dog was panting. After waiting and calling 911, she found the car door was unlocked, so she opened it and gave the dog water. She didn't break anything or damage the vehicle. Police arrived after the dog's owner had already returned. The officer told Vela she had no right to open someone else's car and asked the owner if they wanted to press charges. The owner said no and left. Vela explained that she knew she didn't legally have the right, but felt the dog was in danger. The officer kept arguing with her, saying she shouldn't have done it. And even though she stayed calm and explained why she acted, the officer kept arguing with her, saying she shouldn't have done it, even though she stayed calm and explained why she acted. The video went viral, and many people supported Vela for stepping in to help the dog. Things to consider. The door was unlocked, she opened it. She didn't break the window or cause damage to the car in any way. In just 10 minutes, the car could have reached over 109 degrees Fahrenheit inside, and in 30 minutes, over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Dogs can die at internal body temperatures at 107 and 109 degrees Fahrenheit. If the dog had died, the owner could have been facing a misdemeanor or a possible felony. North Carolina law says only first responders can legally enter a car to rescue a pet, which is totally insane. Now let's talk about how the officer handled this poorly. He focused more on what Vela did more than the danger the dog was in. He pushed for charges, even though the owner said no. He didn't show understanding for why she acted. He escalated the situation instead of calming it down. And what could he have done differently? Acknowledge that the dog could have died. Thank Vela for calling 911 and trying to help. Explain the law calmly and clearly. And he could have focused more on the dog owner's mistake.
Suzanne Vela took this video knowing she had to act.
It wasn't even a decision. I know.
Leaving the gym on a hot June day, Suzanne says she saw a dog in a car in this Cornelius parking lot. The car was off with the windows rolled up.
I was really concerned, because I know that it only takes a few minutes for dogs to go into heat stroke. It was a 90-degree day.
Suzanne says she looked for the owner and called 911, ultimately making the decision to open the unlocked car door and get the dog some water.
She was really sweet. She was a sweetheart. She was very thirsty. So, over a period of 5 to 10 minutes, I gave her a couple bottles of water. This police officer is upset with me because I opened the door in 90-degree heat.
But that's when Suzanne claims the officer who responded told her she broke the law.
So what right do you think you have to open someone's door?
All I said was that if there's a dog on a 90-degree day locked in the car panting, I'm going to give it water.
You have no right to do that.
Okay. I was shocked. I could tell that he was really upset, and he just kind of yelled at me and told me that I had no right to go into the vehicle, and then he repeatedly asked the owner if they wanted to press charges on me.
The interaction went viral online. Cornelius police say to make an arrest for animal cruelty, the officer must witness the crime. But in this case, they didn't see the dog alone in the car. Now, Cornelius police say it's investigating how its officer responded and are looking into the dog owner for a potential case of animal cruelty. Suzanne sticks by every move she made.
It's just been really, honestly, heartwarming, and it's really restored my faith in humanity. I wasn't sure what the reaction was going to be. I honestly thought that more people would have been upset at the fact that I went into somebody else's property, but all the people have passed the vibe check.
We looked up the North Carolina state law on this. It allows only first responders who are worried about the safety of an animal to be allowed to enter a car after they've looked for the owner. In this case, police say the dog owner did not want to press charges against Suzanne. Reporting in the studio.
The police department did respond. Let's see what they had to say.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Thompson, and I am the Deputy Chief for the Cornelius Police Department. We are aware of the recent incident involving one of our officers and a concerned citizen attempting to assist a dog in a hot vehicle, and we wanted to share some information with you regarding the incident. On Saturday, June 7th, Cornelius 911 dispatch received a call at 2:18 p.m. regarding a dog in a car. An officer was dispatched at 2:19 p.m. and arrived at the scene at 2:26 p.m. The caller states to 911 that she observed the dog in the truck for 5 to 10 minutes and that the dog's owner went into Wendy's. The caller says she opened the car door so the dog could have some air. Once our officer arrived, the car door was open and the dog's owner was back with the dog at the car. In the state of North Carolina, for an officer to make an on-view arrest for animal cruelty, the officer must witness the crime. Our officer did not observe the dog alone in the car. Our officer asked the dog's owner if he wanted to press charges against the caller for entering his car. The owner of the dog replied no and left the scene. Then a back and forth between the officer and the caller occurred. We are conducting an investigation into the owner of the dog for the claim of animal cruelty. An internal investigation into our officer's action is also underway. We are reinforcing our training procedures to ensure that all personnel respond professionally, respectfully, and with empathy in every situation. We remain committed to the safety and well-being of our members of our community, both two-legged and four-legged. Thank you for helping us uphold these standards.
I read a comment that asked why she was recording the cop, that she was only doing this for clout. But I want to point out that this was written in January, way before this incident happened. She absolutely loves dogs, especially her own. She writes, I refuse to believe that my dog is just a dog. There's so much soul in his eyes, so much love in his heart. There's a calmness in the way he moves through the day, as if he's teaching me that life doesn't have to be rushed. He brings a kind of stillness that makes the world feel softer, more manageable. He doesn't just live beside me. He shares every moment, big or small, with an understanding that goes beyond words. He has a way of making the ordinary feel special, like even the simplest moments are worth savoring. When I'm lost in my thoughts, he pulls me back to the present, reminding me that there's more to life than the way I carry. He's a reminder that love is steady, that connection is simple, and that being together in the most unremarkable moments can mean everything. It's in the details that he becomes more than just a dog. He's a companion who makes the world feel kinder. A soul that brings light into spaces where it's been missing. He's not just a part of my life, he's woven into it in ways that are impossible to explain, but easy to feel. She is a true animal lover. And now here are my final thoughts. The statement from the police department, all I heard was blah, 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 blah. The truth is, cops don't like to hold themselves accountable. Even when these videos go viral, they always say things like, we're going to investigate this. These are isolated incidents and should not tarnish the reputation of the department. Blah, 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 blah. And what's up with the stupid laws that are going on out there? You cannot break a window or open a car door to save an animal? Get out of here. At this point, I wouldn't care. I would have done what she did, and I would have gladly went to jail, as I'm sure she would have too. I have nothing but admiration for animal lovers and animal advocates. There's a woman, Betsy, that I met here in Bakersfield, California. She seems to have the same kind of heart as Vela. What about my friend Michael for animal advocacy? He's dedicated his life to saving dogs and helping them. Now let's talk about the cops. How many dogs do cops kill every single year? A lot. Let's not forget that cops are trained to fear everyone and everything. I've seen cops shoot little dogs. I've seen cops shoot dogs wagging their tails, and they're always getting justified. I don't believe that the officer that arrived on scene should be reprimanded. I think he needs to be fired immediately. That kind of attitude is not needed, and it does tarnish the reputation of the department. And when you don't fire cops like this, the reputation of the department, the integrity, has gone down the toilet, along with my poop. And if there's somebody out there that's watching this video right now, wants to praise the cop for the way he acted, please leave a comment. I want to pin it to the top. That way the people can explain to you how you are wrong. I don't know, guys. I don't know about these government cheerleaders. One day they're talking about advocating for civil rights. The next day they pull out their pom-poms and they're cheering on a tyrannical government. Absolutely disgusting. But let's go back to being positive. Vela has my support. And I hope that this video does what it's supposed to do, which is encourage you to do something when you see something. And always pull out your phones to record police interactions, whether it's your own or someone else's. You can possibly save their life or your own. And you have a First Amendment right to do so. Let me explain. You have a freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, and freedom to petition your government for redress of grievances. Freedom of press is written in the First Amendment, which means you don't need a press pass nor credentials to pull out your phone and start asking questions. And keep this in mind. This might help you guys. You cannot get sued nor arrested, possibly arrested, but you should be able to beat that, for asking questions. I learned that one from a good friend of mine. Her name is Susan Bassey. Many of you know her. And if you don't, it's about time you look for her. She is the shiznit. And with that being said, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you all on the next video. Subscribe and hit the bell. Share this everywhere. Let's get to 1 million subs. Damn it. All right, folks. Peace.